Horses under attack. Last week, we told you about a terrible horse-drawn carriage accident in New York. We've also been reporting on the Bureau of Land Management, our own government's horse roundup, where they're terrorizing wild horses in the West with helicopters, pushing them off their natural lands. Now there's a desperate, urgent situation for racehorses in Canada. Right now, Ontario racetracks get more than half of their money from the Canadian government-owned slot machines. It's a huge source of income for the horse track. The problem is the government just announced they're removing the machines and not replacing them with another source of income. That means the Canadian racetracks could collapse. Okay, if there is a collapse, anywhere from 75,000 to 13,000 horses in Canada could be killed. Innocent animals killed, sent to slaughterhouses because they're not making money for the racetracks anymore. Straight out to Cathy Guillermo, PETA's, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, Vice President of Laboratory Investigations. Cathy, who's to blame for these horses being at peril now?
Well, I think this is an industry-wide problem in North America, and the racing industry has to face up to the fact that they've been kept on life support by slot machines for a good many years. But I blame the racing industry in large part. Their attitude has always been, when the horses no longer profit us, we send them to auction, they go to slaughter. Already every year, thousands of horses in Canada and tens of thousands in the United States go to slaughter. So the racing industry is basically saying, if our income is gone, we're going to kill the horses. It's wrong on all counts. I understand the financial difficulties they're in, but they have to find a better solution than this.
These animals have given their lives for humans, and now what thanks do they get? Because the racing industry run by humans is collapsing in Canada, potentially. They're going to be killed. Now, a lot of these racehorses go to slaughterhouse. That's the dirty little secret of the horse racing industry that nobody likes to talk about. Famous horses that have won the Kentucky Derby have been slaughtered for horse meat. On the other side, how you can make a change, Americans. A PETA undercover investigation shot earlier this year documents the horrors horses endure when they're removed from farms and from wild spaces and shipped to slaughterhouses or auction houses all over the country. I actually have bought horses that were being sold per pound for a couple of $100 as they were being loaded onto the trucks that took them to the slaughterhouse. And you can save a couple, but it's hard to save them all. Cathy Guillermo, what have you learned about the secret of the racing industry?
What happens to horses in the racing industry is what happens so often when animals are used to make profit. When they're no longer profitable, they're sold. And in this case, racehorses and all kinds of horses end up at auction. They get shoved onto trucks where they slip and slide in their own manure. They don't have a break to get fresh water or fresh food. They're trucked to Canada or Mexico, and they go to slaughterhouses, and their meat is consumed by humans.
We can do something about this. Go to our page, go to PETA, get involved. These horses cannot speak for themselves, and we don't want to see them slaughtered en masse in Canada. Right to the Canadian government. Thank you so much, Cathy. Get involved, people. They can't speak for themselves.